Okay, so I've got two pieces here, and we're going to use underglaze on these pieces. The first piece, I'm going to use underglaze on a specific spot on these points. I'm going to get a smaller brush to work with. I'm using the Flame Red underglaze. Now if you'll notice, the red underglaze looks a lot like it does in real life. So there's the underglaze and there is the wet underglaze. So I'm going to take my underglaze and I'm going to carefully paint the area that I want colored. The underglaze works very well for detailed areas because when you fire it, it doesn't drip. Gloss glazes sometimes will drip or move in the kiln as they're getting hot. The underglaze does not drip or move when it is heated up. And that way you can get very specific details, sharp lines, polka dots, whatever you want, and they'll stay right where you've painted them. So there's one. I'm going to let that dry before I put another layer on it. But I do want a second layer. If I only put the single layer, I'm going to be able to see through a little bit, and I want this to be totally red. Okay. Another technique you can use, which I showed you earlier, which ends up looking like this, is one where you rub the underglaze away. So I'm going to put some underglaze on there. I'm using the green mist this time. So you paint it on so it soaks into the texture. And then you're going to take a sponge. You're going to get the sponge wet at the sink and squeeze all the water out so it's damp but not dripping. And you're going to wipe away. And that leaves the color right in there. When you're finished with this and it's dry, then you would take the clear gloss and put it on top.